New Spring by Robert Jordan, Chapter 4. If you didn't read it, go ahead and get at it, and when you've done, come on back and we'll get started talking about it. Hello everyone, we're talking about New Spring by Robert Jordan. I am Scott Bland. I am not a book expert, I am just a fan. And I think when you start talking about the characters and the stuff that's going on in this particular chapter, to me, the clear hero of the story so far is Bannerman Stellar? We'll go with Stellar. He is just establishing dominance just all over the place. The three moments that really kind of stand out to me is the first one where Suen is trying to tell him where he's going to go and what he's going to do, and he just completely ignores her. He doesn't feel the need to turn around and holler at her. He doesn't feel the need to really get it all blustery. He just literally ignores her and just tells her what he's going to do, and then if she doesn't like it, then he'll just turn around, and she can't do anything without him, and she can't make him do anything, just 100% establishing that he is going to be in charge of this issue because he's still responsible if anything goes wrong. So I really thought that was a really interesting situation, as well as when you move to the end of the chapter, when they're walking in and they're talking about the Morundians and how they find all sorts of issues when they have the ability to have quarrels, and they're finding offense when there's no reason to be offended and no one else understands why they're offended, and it's an issue of honor, and they're described kind of as this, ready to duel and ready to fight group. And Bannerman Stellar just walks in and bellows that he's going to get some tables and he's going to get some chairs, and people are going to line up, and some chairs and some tables show up and people line up, and all of a sudden nobody wants to fight when Bannerman Stellar is telling people what to do. It is a really interesting story there for me, but the one that was really the funniest to me was Moiraine telling him that it's about time for him to go fight people on the bridge, and he decides that's probably not going to happen. I think that one of the most interesting situations there is, the novices or the accepted or the Aes Sedai, they're not supposed to be using their magic to defend themselves. So Suen and Moiraine are largely useless. They talk about that in relation to how their daggers aren't going to be any good against an arrow from a Children of the Light member. So clearly these Children of the Light are forces to be reckoned with. Moiraine and Suen aren't going to be able to be helping if a fight breaks out on that bridge. And Moiraine is just ready to egg on. She is that friend you have at the bar who's always picking fights with somebody and then immediately jumps behind the biggest guy in the group. That person who's always getting people into trouble is just kind of yipping off in the corner, and that kind of seems to be what Moiraine is doing at the moment. Clearly, she is a powerful person. She's magic, right? She's powerful in her own right, but she's not supposed to be the one doing any of the fighting. And so I find that situation to be really interesting. It also seems to me like there was kind of an unspoken respect for the power of both the Bannermen and the Children of the Light, and how they kind of stared off for a little bit, and it seemed like both sides decided that probably wasn't a time that they really wanted to go ahead and throw down. A bit of a mutually assured destruction, maybe. At least that's what I'm reading into it. Interested in your thoughts on that one. So I thought this was an interesting chapter as they kind of establish a little bit about how that traveling party's power dynamics are going to be working out. We'll see what Chapter 5 has in hold as they start to process all of these women, and they start chasing the Dragon Reborn and trying to figure out where he might have actually been delivered and who his mom might have been before he leaves the area. So go ahead and leave your comments, your thoughts below. I'm interested in what you thought about those things. Did you think Bannerman Stellar was the leader of that organization? Did you think Moiraine or Suen are starting to kind of come into their own? How are they going to handle the power dynamics as they're running around outside of the tower, which is clearly a new thing for both of them? Just let me know what you think, and we'll keep talking about it. Chapter 5 will be up next week. Thanks.